Hey everyone, welcome back to another Shadow Answers devlog. Today in this devlog I'm going to be talking about what's been going on behind the scenes for Shadow Answers The Lost Land. This will be part 1 of a 2-part series on what I've been doing before and after the game jam for progress. Hope you enjoy! So after you leave Fremma, you come across a couple places. One of the main ones is Gakyon Fields, shown on screen. Here you meet a mysterious man named Noma, but he's kind of suspicious, so Ken doesn't trust him, though he gives you some healing potions to smooth things over. After Kyoron Path, you end up in Rosso Fields, a small section in which you encounter some orcs and the like. Anyways, after you leave the Rosso Fields, you end up in Jinko Cave. This is a giant cave filled to the brim with enemies and just stuff to do and things to find, such as new items, gold. It's also a solid place for grinding, if that is needed. After you leave Jinko Cave, you come to one of my favorite areas in the game, that being the Zaru Campsite. In the Zaru Campsite, it's a resting spot where you can heal up and save, like towns, but unlike a town, you can't shop around or anything like that. With a campsite, I wanted to throw them in intermittently throughout the game to be nice resting stops without being able to stock up and become more broken. Anyways, after leaving the Zaru campsite, you end up in Paro Shore. Paro Shore is a small beach section that has a lot of bridges, and I'm still debating between having tourists or enemies in there, hence why it has not many enemies going through. There's also some hidden treasure in Paro Shore, such as something like a revival potion or some gold. After you leave Paro Shore, you end up in the Dry Dew Desert, which is a in-between section that has a lot of enemies, such as orcs or slimes, that leads you to Valzabar, a desert town, which I took a fair bit of time to make. In Valzabar, you encounter Prince Korav. Prince Korav is the heir to the throne. Anyways, you meet him here, and he's not fully ready to take up the crown. So, his father has sent him on the quest to explore the world and figure out its troubles so he can figure out how to best serve his people. So you'll encounter him and you'll see his progression throughout the story as you encounter him throughout the many places of Lazur. After Valzabar, you come across the Erev Plains, which is filled to the brim with monsters like rats and hornets and the like. It's a nice in-between section between Valzabar and the section that will pop up, that being what I've previously discussed on this channel. That being Kyoron Path, which has a lot of NPCs that you'll meet, such as a nice married couple, and it's a very nice small section that I've already shown off here. So if you guys wanted to learn more about this specific section, you can go watch that video, in which I make Kyoron Path. After Kyoron Path, you end up in the Mozan, which is a in-between section that leads you to your next resting point, which is the Gilgamesh Caravan. The Gilgamesh Caravan has been one of my favorite areas to make, as it's this stopping point, similar to the Zaru campsite, except it has a lot more hustle and bustle than the campsite. The caravan is a place where you can stock up, but it's not like a normal town with all the housing. It has adventurers, married couples, just people trying to find things, and even a kid, I'm dead serious, trying to sell you rocks and sticks to make a profit. And don't worry, this kid is not a scam. It's a small little detail that I thought I'd add in because I thought it'd be very humorous. After you leave the Gilgamesh Caravan, you end up in the Geno Maze, which is a forested maze-like section where you encounter a lot of plants and spiders that will try to attack you. This is also one of the more confusing areas as it's supposed to be kind of this forest maze, but you can navigate it and defeat the monsters there. So just an overall summary of what I've been doing for development is a lot of things. Yes, I've been making all those maps, as you've seen here, but I've also been making a lot of enemies, bosses, character interactions. I've thrown in more jokes, such as tubular or more buckets, along with puns and the like. But yeah, the plot's chugging forward. I named the main antagonist groups, that was fun. Anyways, that's all for this devlog. This is part 1 of a 2-part series of just a little bit of behind the scenes on what's been going on for development. Anyways, I've been Fire, see ya!